Alrighty, folks, welcome to my NBA free pick video here today for Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. Happy hump day to you. Weekend's right around the corner. We are halfway there. And if you want to see which one of these free picks on this video that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my NBA tier package pick on my premium site. It's going to give you access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. Plus, when you sign up for a membership on that site, it keeps me doing this full time instead of, working for some corporate schmuck in sales or retail or wherever I would be. Because once that happens, well, I go away and so do the free videos. So thank you in advance for helping me, keeping me in the content creating business. It's something I love and something I've been able to do for a living for some time now. Of course, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do on the free videos and what I do on my premium site. Well, what I do here on the free videos is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on my premium site is, well, I actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I actually like the best. And of course, if you want to get access to every single premium selection of mine, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive chairman package. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you'll also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It'll be included with your purchase. I'm 10-2 in my last dozen extra daily picks, 7-2 in my last 9 crowd pleaser teasers. And finally, folks, I'm 2-0 in my last couple of Chairman membership picks in that package alone. And the good news is I have plays going off in all of those packages here today. It's patreon.com/Brock Page. And with that, folks, we are going to dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Cavaliers at the Wizards, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Cleveland's minus 11.5, totals 234 and a hook. And even though the Cavs have been red hot recently, it's the Wizards who've covered recently against the likes of Denver, San Antonio, and Detroit. And when it comes to shooting the basketball at home, the Wizards do a nice job of that from the field. They're in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage in their own building. Daniel Gafford shooting 70% from the field. Kyle Kuzma leads the roster in scoring. And they're facing a Cleveland squad who certainly has some problems producing points late. The Cavs are a bottom 10 second half scoring team. When it comes to shooting from the stripe, the Cavaliers are also in the bottom 5 in free throws made per game. Now, injury-wise, Jerome's still out for the Cavs. Bagley and Livers are inactive for Washington. The Wizards are currently 8-6 of the over against Eastern Conference opponents at home. Meanwhile, the Cavs saw overs against the likes of Sacramento, Detroit, and Orlando. Give me Washington plus 11.5, over 234 and a hook. Next game, Raptors Hornets, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Toronto's minus 6, totals 224. Now the Raptors do some of their best shooting on the road. They're in the top 5 in offensive three-point percentage in their travels. Emmanuel Quickley, he's making 43% of his three-pointers with the Raptors. 16 points a game as well with his new team. And of course, RJ Barrett, he's leading the roster in points per game. And they're facing a Charlotte team who's on an 8-game losing streak. And they're actually the worst three-point defending team in the game. The Hornets are letting their competition make 40% of their three-pointers against them. And no real surprise here, Charlotte's also dead last in defensive field goal percentage as well. Now, injury-wise, Hayward, Ntilikina, and Martin are questionable. Lowry, Ball, and Williams are out. Meanwhile, for Toronto on the other side, Jonte Porter's questionable for them. When it comes to the total, 4 out of Toronto's last 5 outings did get over the total. They're 18-9 to the over in their travels this year. Meanwhile, Charlotte saw 6 out of their last 9 get over the line themselves. Give me Toronto -6 over 224. Next game, Hawks Celtics, 7:30 Eastern start time. Boston's -11, totals 243.5. Now, the Celtics got the W in 7 out of their last 10. They've been nearly impossible to beat in the Garden. They're 23-3 at home, and they've been automatic from three-land. The Celtics currently make more three-pointers a game than any other roster in the league. Drew Holiday knocks down 42% of his long balls. Jason Tatum leads the lineup in scoring. And they're taking on one of the worst defensive teams in the game. The Hawks are allowing more fourth-quarter points than any other team in the league. They're also letting their competition make 50% of their field goals against them just in general. Now, injury-wise, Hunter's questionable. Capella and Goye are out. And out of Atlanta's last 7 ball games, the over cashed in all of those except for one. And they also saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with the Celtics get over the line. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Meanwhile, for Boston, on the other side of things, they averaged 122 points a game in those 10 head-to-head gatherings I just mentioned. Give me Boston -11 over 243.5. Next game, Warriors Sixers, 7:30 Eastern start time. Golden State's -1.5, totals 237. And despite the Warriors' struggles this year, they have done a nice job against the East. They've got a .625 win percentage in their out-of-conference ball games. When it comes to shooting the deep ball, the Warriors continue to be at the top in their conference. They're actually in the top 3 in the West in three-pointers made per game. Steph Curry's drilling 41% of his long balls, 28 points a night. And Jonathan Kuminga is shooting 53% from the field. Now they're facing a struggling Sixers team who lost 6 out of their last 7. And when it comes to rebounding the basketball, the Sixers haven't been great at that on defense. They're a bottom 10 defensive rebounding team at home in the game. Now, injury-wise, Joel Embiid, he's going to be out for at least a month. He had meniscus surgery this week, so only time will tell. Meanwhile, Batum, Covington, and Melton are also out for Philly. Now, for Golden State on the other side, Draymond Green is questionable with a knee. Paul and Peyton still inactive. When it comes to the total, the Warriors saw overs in 6 out of their last 10 outings. They're also 63% to the over in their out-of-conference ball games. And speaking of which, the Sixers have gone 60% to the over in their home games against the West themselves. Give me Golden State -1.5 over 237. Next matchup, Spurs Heat, 7:30 p.m. East. Miami's -7.5, totals 223. Now, the Heat did get the W in 3 out of their last 4, and they covered the number 3 times during that stretch. And a lot of their success this season is thanks to some strong defensive effort. They're allowing fewer first-quarter points than any other roster except for one. When it comes to guarding the field, well, they're in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Jimmy Butler leads the lineup in steals per game. Bam Adebayo's got the most blocks. And they're facing a Spurs team who struggles offensively, especially late. They're averaging fewer third-quarter points than any other roster in the league. When it comes to shooting the long ball, well, they're dead last in that category as well. The Spurs currently have the lowest offensive three-point percentage in the entire NBA. Zach Collins shoots just 28% from beyond the arc. Julian Champagnie makes only 40% of his attempts from the field. Now, the Spurs saw their last 6 straight stay under the total. Miami went 70% to the under in their last 10. Give me the Heat -7.5, under 223. Next game, Pistons Kings, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Sacramento's -13, totals 242. And even though this is a big number, I think the Kings should be able to take care of business against the Pistons. They got the W in 6 out of their last 8 ball games. And they played some pretty good basketball at home this year. The Kings have a .636 win percentage in the Golden One Center. And they're currently in the top 5 in the West in home points per game. Domantas Sabonis is making 61% of his attempts from the field, league leader in rebounding. Meanwhile, De'Aaron Fox leads the roster in points per game. And they're taking on a Pistons team who's played some terrible defense on the road this year. They're giving up 125 points a night in their travels. And out of 22 ball games away from Detroit, the Pistons lost all of them except for 2. Now, injury-wise, Bogey and Cunningham are questionable. Stewart's out. When it comes to the total, the Pistons are 16-6 of the over as the road team. Meanwhile, the Kings have seen 64% of their home games get over the total themselves. Give me the Kings -13, over 242. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It's going to be in that Pelicans-Clippers game, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The LA Clippers are -6.5, totals 233. Now, the Clippers won their last 4 straight, and they covered the point spread in 8 out of their last 10. When the Clippers play at home, they've been tough to beat there. They're 19-4 straight up in the Crip, and they're actually the best three-point shooting team in the West. They've currently got the highest offensive three-point percentage in their conference right now. Kawhi Leonard drills 45% of his 3 balls, club leader in scoring. Of course, the trio of George, Harden, and Powell, they're draining well over 41% of their three-pointers, respectively. And they're facing a Pelicans team who failed to cover in 3 out of their last 6. They certainly struggle scoring points late. They're a bottom 10 point producing team in the fourth quarter. When it comes to shooting from the foul line, they're making just 76% of their attempts from the stripe. They're in the bottom 5 in the West in that particular category. Cody Zeller makes only 39% of his field goals. Jordan Hawkins shoots just 40% from the field himself. When it comes to the injury list, Zion and Marshall are questionable for New Orleans. Diabate is still out for the Clips. When it comes to the total, the Clippers saw 5 out of their last 7 stay under the total. They're also 63% to the under as the home team. Now, the Pels, on the other side of things, they saw unders in 5 out of their last 8. Give me the Clippers -6.5, under 233. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Wizards +11.5, over 234 and a hook. Raptors -6, over 224. Celtics -11, over 243.5. Warriors -1.5, over 237. Miami Heat -7.5, under 223. Kings -13, over 242. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me the Clippers -6.5, under 233. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman membership, it's a full access, all-inclusive package. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.